All right, good morning. It is day 13, I believe. Almost 2 weeks in. Almost at the 2 week mark. Pretty awesome. We were down yesterday from the start to now. I think we're down 4.3 pounds, something like that. 4.2, 4.3. And that is dang good for just under 2 weeks. It might not be all weight, or it might not be fully fat loss. So there's that caveat. There might be some water weight in there. For instance, today, weighed in up 0.4 pounds. I think that's a combination of yesterday eating so late, didn't get to eat dinner until 11, had some car issues out and about, solving all that, and didn't even make it home till 11, so it's a very, very late meal. So I imagine, that hasn't even fully processed yet this morning, so getting into it, making meal number one. What I'm going to do is kind of a breakfast burrito here. I'm going to do these zero net carb tortillas. These are brand new. I've never seen these, at least around my area. So cool is to get 5 grams of protein. I'm mainly having this for the fiber, 14 grams of fiber. We talked about feeling full and maintaining that fullness. And fiber is one of the keys to that, along with having enough protein and fat. Protein to actually just fill you up and be full. The fiber to help slow down the digestion, and the fat to help kind of sustain the insulin spike so you don't feel hungry or you don't have a crazy boom of energy and a crazy dip in energy. So this all kind of goes together to help you out. And so for the protein sources, actually all 3 of these are going to help. But we got those chicken patties that I pre-made. 30 grams of protein in each of those babies, so they are awesome. We're also going to add 2 eggs in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 patty, kind of chop it up, throw the eggs with it afterwards, get it all nice and scrambled up, toss it in the tortilla, top with 20 grams of this cheese. All in all, this is going to come out to just over 400 calories, 438, 55 grams of protein. Hell yeah, decent little start to the day. 21 grams of fat, 19 carb. I typed in, what are the minimums you want to help create that fullness and remain full? What are the kind of minimums you want to hit for reaching that fullness in your macros? And for fiber, you want to get at least the 7 grams in with your meal. So we're almost doubling, or we are doubling that, which is great. For the protein, you want at least 25, but my protein's all the way up at 190, 180. So I definitely go way above that normally, and it's perfectly fine for you to do that. Everybody says, gram per pound of body fat. If that's too high, my next suggestion is your goal weight, whatever that might be. If you're 250 and 250 grams of protein is just hard to hit because that is a high number. And you want to get down to 200 grams of protein. Perfect. You're working towards your goal weight, so helps balance things out, hopefully. Then for the fat, you don't got to go too crazy. 15 grams or more just helps kind of do that sustained insulin spiking. Instead of a spike, it's more of a nice ramp up, and then you kind of slowly ramp down. So yeah, perfect mix here. I'm just going to toss this together and enjoy. I'll meet you guys later. We were up super late, pretty tired, but we're going to still get after it today. I think we're going to hit Bag and Buys later on, so that's probably where I'll meet you guys next for the workout. All right, just wanted to give a quick confirmation taste test on this bad boy. We are looking very good here. I'm digging that. Let's see what we got. It smells delicious. It looks delicious. Wholesome, easy peasy. A little bit of a twist on a classic breakfast item. You know what I mean? Because in the chicken patty, we already had onion and pepper. So this kind of takes it up a notch. I don't know if you can see any in here. There's some right there. But yeah, it takes it up a notch, as opposed to if you go and get some from a cafe or something, they might throw some peppers and onions in here. So we got that in our coffee, and we're just hanging out. This has a little bit of the ripple. I say it every time. I just keep saying it in case anybody is coming around and wondering if I'm drinking it black or if I'm even tracking this. I am tracking this. I think it was 132 grams, which comes out to 40 calories. So we got 40 calories in here, and then 5 from the coffee itself. So less than 50 calories. This was less than 500 calories. So absolutely off to a perfectly good start, all things considered. But yeah, so I'm gonna hang out. I got work to do, and then we'll hit the workout a little bit later. I will see you then. I'm here getting warmed up. I figured I'd just get the heart going a little bit. because I find that when I get warmed up and I get into it just a touch, it helps me keep my heart rate higher during my gym session and end up burning more calories. And more calories out means that the weight loss is going to continue at a perfect rate. My goal, my personal goal, this does not have to be yours, is 1,000 calories a day. I noticed that when I went from 800 was my original, 800 to 1,000, there's something about that little extra push that helps my body respond insanely more, way more. I feel so good. My resting calorie rate is up. My basal my resting calories, my like basal metabolic rate is up. All of it. How do I know? My watch kind of helps give an idea of where that stuff's at. And yeah, we're on the up and up, and clearly it's working. This is the fastest I've lost weight. And yeah, I mean, I'm still in here, still lifting just as heavy, if not heavier, and we're still making progress. So I like getting warmed up in some sort of fashion to get the heart rate going, whether that be just through dynamic movement, through a biking session, through a little fast-paced walking, or maybe even a little bit of a jog. Something to get the heart rate going, something to get the body moving, and then getting into it. This isn't a full workout. I'm not going to get 30 minutes on here and then go after it. This is just to get me warmed up, ready to go. Let's get after it. Today, we're going to be hitting full upper body. I'm just going to do entire upper body. Chest, back, bis, and tris. I'll hit a set of abs. Why not? And we'll even do a little bit of shoulders. Speaking of shoulders, though, the thing I've started doing recently, and it's paid extremely good dividends, is warming up the shoulders prior to getting into chest movements. And I think it's because, especially this as well, helps prime the elbow as well. And I'm only doing 10 pounds right here. A lot of us are really weak in our external rotation in our shoulder, and I've injured my shoulder previously as well, benching, things like that. And this has helped me feel way more comfortable. It's helped me hit heavier weight and feel more in control. Just overall, it really helps me feel better when I'm getting into the movements. And then I do the opposite, working on the internal rotation as well. This one's a lot easier, a lot more strength here. These just help me get all of the auxiliary muscles that help keep the bench in balance while you're benching. So this just helps me, I'm telling you, immensely different. It makes me feel way better, way more confident getting into my bench. I mean, if you notice, I'm just trying to keep my elbow pinched against me and then rotating around that. On top of those, I do my lateral raises, staying nice and low on the weight, because I'm just looking to get warmed up more than anything. This isn't about moving the weight right now. It's about helping myself really open up the shoulder, get it ready to put in some work. And if you've ever had a shoulder injury, this might be something that really helps you feel a lot better in your bench. Maybe not. Maybe it's just what helps me, but I mean, at least give it a go, you know? You never know if this might be the answer. Weirdly, triceps feel a little fatigued. Did a warm-up set, and I could feel the triceps more than anything right now, so that's interesting. Might not be able to go as heavy as I was hoping. I was hoping we'd be hitting 45s and 25s at the least. But yeah, I don't know. 45s and 10s for right now. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping I hit at least 10 here. And I haven't done flat bench in a good minute, so this will be good. Excited to finally hit it again. It's been a minute. Let's go. was really good. Maybe we will keep it right there. That was pretty solid. Alright. And one of my biggest strategies, I've said it before, is supersetting. So I'm moving basically directly from bench to these lat pull downs to keep the heart rate going, keep the heart rate up, help me keep burning more calories in between. Just kind of keep that calorie burning potential up and semi-steady the whole time, as opposed to hitting the weight, chilling, relaxing, getting back down to like almost not quite resting heart rate, but closing in on it. As compared to right now, like we're still at 96, which is bottom of zone 1. So as we get farther and farther into this, you're going to see that staying closer and closer, like 120, and that helps burn way more calories. In my experience, it's helped me burn like 100 to 200 extra calories in comparison to just sitting, resting in between. And I'm not saying run yourself into the ground and just bounce back and forth, and tire yourself out. No. But like, take a quick breath, get ready to go, and then hit this. Because you're not hitting chest here, you're allowing yourself to get that rest for chest at least. And then you're getting right back into it. I'm going 130. Ooh, we're feeling that really nicely in the chest now. Heck yeah. Alright, this is the 4th set. This will likely be my last set, just because we still got a whole round of arms to do, and we still got to finish up back. But feeling pretty, like, muscular endurance wise, like our strength is staying at this weight. Like, we are in between that 10 to 12 range throughout all these sets, so that's awesome to see. It's awesome to see that, like, I'm not breaking down and having to go even lower than this. Like, this is a good weight. I actually felt really locked in on that last one. I'm not sure what I did differently. I'm kind of messing with how it lays in my hand, trying to see what feels better. So that's something small I'm just tweaking. But yeah, I think I'll just keep it here. We'll hit this set, see how it goes, and then if anything, maybe we'll do one last little, like, kind of burnout set. But I think this is going to be the last set. We're going to call it good. So we'll see. Hopefully I can still hit like 9 or more here. And we got the guards up, so I'm probably going to push this one till like there's almost nothing left. Might have to bail on this one. We'll see. Everybody be prepared, including myself. Dang it. Oh, what was that, like 12, 13? Man. Starting out these sets, I don't know what it is. Something about my setup. I think I'm setting up a little tighter. Feeling freaking locked in. I'm excited to start pushing weight on bench. I've been really, like, focusing on building the chest, but I'd like to get my weight up too. So we definitely succeeded on adding mass. Used to have a pretty saggy, sad chest. Now we definitely got some size there. All right, let's finish them back. Oh. In order to give myself just a second on the arms, since we were using them as secondary muscles, I'm going to do some abs real quick, even though, now that I think about it, we're going to be hanging, so we're going to still be kind of using them. Doesn't matter, whatever. I have been working on my abs since the very start, and I would suggest you do the same, so that as you lean down, you have some basis of muscle to go off of, and you're not just like, there's no muscle under here. So when you lose all that fat, you really don't have too much to show for. And so having built up that layer of muscle and actually built them up a touch, and now they're a little 3D even, like the more I lose, it's crazy how much more they pop. And maybe the lighting isn't too great here. If it's not, I'll throw in a little bit of a video with like better lighting so you can see what I'm talking about. But regardless, I would absolutely 100% suggest that you work your abs the whole time. And you don't have to do weighted abs. To start off, you can, especially since you're going to be in a deficit, and that kind of helps with like the bulking aspect. But what I've heard from a lot of people who know a lot more than I do, if you continue with the weighted, you start to get a little blocky here. And unless you're looking for a blocky, sort of big look, and I don't even mean bodybuilder, even bodybuilder, you want to have the cinched waist and the wide shoulders. So I guess what I'm trying to say is be careful going with the weighted for too long. I think it's the least of your worries. I think you should just hit it hard from the start, and then afterwards get in your sit-ups, get in your hanging stuff like this. I'm about to show you guys. I think this is the hardest version of like leg raises besides toes to bar, which I don't think I can do even close. But weighted here with this ball, this is 10 pounds, and then lifting, I think this is hardest. And this is definitely not where I started. And then straight leg, and then knees. Oh, I actually started over here, and even before doing that well enough, it was laying down and doing laying leg raises, or seated leg raises, letting my legs off the edge, bringing them in. And that's like where I started. So to be able to progress from laying to the chair to hanging, you could see it took some time, but it paid dividends. Oh, what I'm always thinking about anytime I'm doing abs is not just like hinging here, because then you're just kind of lifting your legs and working your hip flexor more than anything. Even if you're doing sit-ups, if you're just going like this and hinging, it's all hip movement. It's all hip flexors, a little bit of glutes, things like that. What you need to think about is the actual curling up. Curl up and into yourself. Create the folds on the stomach. Curl in. And like, I remember figuring that out and like getting that sensation and understanding it, and how much like significant change to how much I felt my abs. And like, used to be able to rep it out, and like, yeah, you kind of do feel it in the hips when you're not paying attention, but as soon as you move to that, man, your abs are going to be way more sore. You're going to feel even just one more than you used to feel 10. So if that's something you haven't ever really thought about, it made a huge difference for me. Hopefully it'll help you. All right, we are going to be supersetting arms as well. Biceps, we're going to be doing double cable. There's a name for these. I forget every single time. I want to call them Cossack, but that's the side to side like squat thing where you go like that. Cossack squats. I don't know what these are called. I forget every single time. That's besides the point. I'm just gonna call them behind the body cable curls. And then we're gonna keep it with the cables, but we're gonna pivot right over to here, and we're gonna be doing skull crushers with cables. And I am a sucker for cables, not only because they are so versatile. I mean, you got a dual system here that can go all the way up, all the way down, so you can hit anything in between. You put a bench combined with it, infinite freaking movements here, man. Amazing. And the more attachments you have too, can't say enough good things. If you're lucky enough to have a good cable machine like this at your gym, you can absolutely go crazy on this. There's so many moves now that I've never done before that are now staples in my workouts. Things that I absolutely love, that I've seen crazy benefit from. And it's like, man, cables, man, so good. All right, here we go. Man, those get me going. Alright, did these for the first time last time I did triceps. Pretty freaking cool. They felt really good. I just need to get the angle of the bench right. I changed it. I had it at 45. I think 30 degree makes more sense because when you're doing them, you're usually flat. So getting it closer to flat, I think, makes sense. We might even go down one after this. We'll see how it goes. I'm picking this bar because, again, you kind of want to simulate what you're doing with skull crushers normally. These were killer. Ankle feels a lot better. Felt the best thing about these is the constant tension that you get. Third set, I imagine this will be the last set. I'm feeling it pretty good. Both of these get me in a really stretched position, and the contraction I get when I use these is like peak. Very, very good on both ends. So this is something that really hits really quickly and gets me super fatigued. That's why I love them so much. Oh, dang.
You know, after a killer workout, we gotta have ourselves a hearty meal. These are chicken bites from Real Good Foods. This is probably the best macros you could find for chicken bites. Power packed, not too crazy on calories, not too crazy on carbs. Gonna mix this with some leaf lettuce and some buffalo sauce, all on a low net carb tortilla with some homemade protein ranch. Finding an absolute gem out there like the frozen chicken bites here from Real Good Foods is an absolute lifesaver. This gets things going super easy. All you gotta do is heat these up and they're ready to go. So we just air fry them, get them nice and crisped up, pile them on, pile them heavy, get your protein in. 463 grams of chicken on here. And you know my rule, variety is the spice of life. Adding any sauce, any marinade, any seasoning you can to add some variety to your meals keeps things exciting, and you don't even feel like you're dieting or anything like that. You're having a great, new, exciting meal. So we got the buffalo sauce here, I'm piling it on because this is only 10 calories per tablespoon. And then we of course got this protein ranch, and there you freaking have it, a buffalo ranch chicken wrap. Super high protein, super decadent, reminds me of something I'd get at a restaurant or a bar and grill. And this is how you eat to feel like you're not even working on losing weight. There's the macros. I'll catch you next time.